Okay, it's the last day of NAB, and we're here with Cablecast, Bob Smith.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
I wanted to first thank you very much, Bob, for going out of your way to get us the measurement of the app downloads, because we had never had that before, and I know that they were very interested in that.
Sure.
So thank you for doing that for this year, for last year.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. I'm going to show you a feature you guys are going to be very excited about in that vein.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we're all yours.
All right, so let's take a look. First thing that we're introducing is something called Showcase Events. So on our public site, you've always had the ability to, show people. Sorry about that. Show people the schedule, but if you were having a really important thing like a game, graduation, whatever, when people would come on this page, then they'd have to go to that watch button, right? If it was live.
Exactly.
So what Showcase Events are going to do is promote that content a little bit higher and a little bit different experience.
Okay.
And what that's going to look like is, these are showcase events now. So you see the page is a little bit different. It's kind of got this bump up at the top.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about the watch button. If this was an event that was going on live, people would be able to click on it. But the important thing is now you're going to be able to publicize this. So we all know a lot of people will check out a website days before the event to figure out where they're going to go on the day of the event. So this make it very clear where that's going to be.
Now, did you put the high school basketball here specifically for us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Because nothing could be more appropriate.
It's your bread and butter,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely. There's nothing going on live now, but if you were to click in on this, you're going to find actually the experience is a little bit different because it's going to be a DVR experience.
Okay.
So let's say you did click on this and it was already in progress, you're going to be able to go back and start over again. So it operates a little differently. And because the way it's being delivered, the video on demand for it's going to be available almost instantly. There's going to be a little bit of a compression of time there for its availability. So yeah, showcase events, just another way to kind of publicize your content, get it a little bit more upfront, and not get it buried, say, down in a collection of stuff, making it harder for people to find.
Well, we always felt that the steps of going to the page, then clicking on the watch button, then clicking again, it would be wonderful if it was simplified. So this is great.
There you go. So, all right. Next thing is Cablecast Live Bridge. So Cablecast Live Bridge is the next iteration of our Cablecast RTMP service. So for customers that were doing very heavily in the RTMP workflow, you needed that handshake service from us to facilitate taking an RTMP signal into our system. That's where Cablecast RTMP came in. What Cablecast Live Bridge is an expansion of that RTMP workflow, where you'll still be able to do that kind of sending to us, but it's going to give you the ability to have extra live streams now. So how many channels you programming? 4 right now. So one day all of a sudden you have to do a 5th live stream. And in the old infrastructure, we would have to have sold you another live encoder and another channel to program that encoder. Now what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to spin off one-off live events and then use the showcase feature to feature them. So it's just going to kind of give you a virtual channel in a way for these kind of off things that people come to you for that maybe you hadn't planned on and you don't have the capacity for in your regular scenario. So we have a lot of customers who, I have one channel, I have one live stream, but the city council meeting's on the same night as the big tournament, or big budget hearing in another building or something like that. So you can direct some people to your regular live stream, but then you'll be able to direct them to the second live stream as well. So. Here's the one that you're going to be excited about. So audience measurement version 2. So let's pop into the system here, and this is actually now going to be located under Internet Video because it all is Internet Video based. Right now it's still in beta. Ray has mocked up some statistics to show us, but we're going to go to audience measurement. And you can see it's a little bit more robust than it used to be. Right at the top, you're getting all sorts of things about the video on demand and the live streaming across the web page and the OTT app experience. First thing it shows you right at the top is like, what are your top 10 most watched videos any given time? You can filter it, to specific periods. And then you get very granular, like what are the trends in terms of viewers and sessions, like when was the peak It's like, oh, that was the day of the big tournament. Like, look at it spike there. You're also going to see over here, what are they watching it on? So this isn't information about your specific app downloads, but it is going to give you insight into which of the platforms they're using.
That is very interesting.
Right. So, and then this is the cool one. Where are they watching from? So obviously it's probably going to be, very centric to your locality, but, oh, look, grandma over here in Los Angeles was watching the game as well.
Yes.
And then interesting things like, what was the device type, operating system, browsers, because, people may say like, oh, it's not working really well. What browser should I use? Well, Chrome is the one everyone's using, so you could recommend that. And then just live versus VOD. Were people watching live streams more than VOD or vice versa? And even the showcase events that I pointed out earlier, those are going to be counted separately as well because they are kind of a thing that you're promoting. So it's good. It's going to be good to get the feedback. Each individual show will also have the statistics for it. So here's our second most watched item on the system, and here are the very specific statistics for that one particular piece of video. So it's like, oh, here were the trends, and people were watching it from here, and again, kind of all the same things, but very granular. You'll also be able to get to that information from the show record. So if we pop over to a show record real quick. We're going to see that one of the tabs at the top, you're going to have audience. This one, I apologize, that one's not for VOD. Let me grab another one. We have so many programs to work on. Actually, let me pull one up here. I'm going to do my money one. I know that's got all the things I need. So here's the audience measurement tab. So if it is enabled for VOD, you're going to be able to get to the statistics for that particular show very quickly. So
excellent.
Yeah. And then showcase events are also going to be set up from the show record. This is where you would create the assets necessary to make it, pop up there on the public page a little faster.
And when does this new audience measurement go into effect?
Whenever Ray actually goes to sleep. We figure if he rests, it's done.
Okay.
No. It'll be soon. It will be within the next couple weeks or
all right.
maybe
So we're all set for our next September big tournament.
I would think so. Yeah. If Tyler,
we're thinking summer.
If Tyler keeps them up in Red Bull, I think we'll be all right.
I don't know if there's enough Red Bull out there.
Absolutely. Another experience, I don't know if you're currently using this, but on the VOD page, we've had the ability to do pre-roll content. A lot of people have been using it for like sponsorships. So every time somebody clicks on a VOD on your web page, it would do a little pre-roll segment across all the video on demand. We didn't have the ability to do that on the mobile and the other apps, the cord cutter apps, but now you do. And you can have two different pre-rolls. So the pre-roll on the app can be different than the pre-roll on the web page. So kind of a use case for that would be programming on our website is brought to you by Tyler's Pizza, and programming brought to you on the app is by Andy's Hot Dogs,
right.
Something like that.
We are very interested in this. So yeah, anything you could add to this topic, I'm sure that our President Maria would love to hear about.
Absolutely. So I'll send you some resources on that because there's some configuration. As with all things, it's going to be based on saved searches. So you're going to put in your pre-roll content, you're going to create a saved search for your pre-roll, and then when you set up your video on demand page, in the internet channels, you're going to check the box. What do you want to use for pre-roll?
And is Kayla Kramer still available to help us with the...
For you, Andy, Kayla will always be available.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
No, yeah, absolutely. Kayla is definitely still around. And just another idea, because what I try to do is whenever we introduce a feature, I try to say, well, how would this apply across all three letters of PEG, right? So public access is very much about sponsorship. But let's say you were doing a government show or a government channel, and sponsorships are not quite such the thing that you would do there, but tax bills are due June 30th, right? So do a pre-roll that says, hey, reminder, tax bills are due June 30th, get those in now. And you could use that as a pre-roll, like on a government channel. Or if it's an education channel, maybe it's going to be like, don't forget to pick up your cap and gowns. So you kind of think about it in different ways.
And we'd love to do a little snippet just promoting us.
And that's the other one is just you're watching,
Exactly.
and there you go. So that's
Yeah.
a great piece
Download
of
the
pre-roll.
app.
You don't have to edit it into everything that you bring into the system. Just use that. You don't even have to now put it in as a reel of your shows. You can just put it in as a pre-roll content.
Excellent.
Yeah. One of the things that's been coming up has been WCAG compliance, the accessibility, and I know we talked about that a little bit last night, more of a government-centric delivery problem, but again, you're always trying to be accommodating to your community. So if you are playing videos in the bulletin board, if you're doing one of your zones as maybe PSAs or something like that, you are going to be able to upload a captioning file to go along with that video. So the video inside the bulletin board will also be captioned. Not the whole bulletin board, like it's not going to caption the music behind it, but any video that you play on the bulletin board, you could attach a captioning file to, just to kind of deal with that accommodation equation. And the last thing, we have been working with sidecar files, but we've kind of improved that workflow a little bit. So audio sidecar files can be used for audio descriptions or director tracks or just an alternate language track as well. And we've just given it a little bit of a brush up inside the system. Let me pop over here to another area. Give me 1 minute. Sorry. So this audio sidecar area down here is where you would maybe put that director track in here as a sidecar. MediaScribe Audio Description is the audio description service that we've deployed for those who do need audio descriptions, especially on the government and education side. So it integrates with that platform a little easier here. But yeah, it's just going to be much easier to drop in your sidecar files and provide those. So yeah. So a lot of tweaks, kind of polishing things up a little bit, adding some nice features. No major changes. Your experience here is always going to be as it always is. A couple things have moved around a little bit. Like I said, audience measurement's going to live over internet rather than tools.
Okay.
But beyond that, hopefully everything is still running as planned.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much, Bob.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Take care, everybody.